A very good afternoon and welcome to UBC Lunchtime News. I am Brian Tumuine Byaruhanga. Now we are starting off this bulletin with a special announcement. The Public Holiday Act, CAP 174, a declaration of public holidays under Section 2, subsection 2 of the Public Holidays Act, CAP 174. In exercise of the powers conferred upon the President by Section 2, subsection 2 of the Public Holidays Act, I declare the 15th and 16th January 2026 to be observed as public holidays throughout Uganda for the purpose of enabling citizens to participate in the presidential and parliamentary elections. Given under my hand and the public seal this 8th day of January 2026, signed by Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, the President of the Republic of Uganda. The return of peace and stability is among the key reasons the people of Kasese reaffirm support for the NRM party ahead of the general elections. State Minister for National Guidance, Godfrey Byaruhanga, says President Museveni's engagement with regional leaders pushed ADF out of Uganda. Let's take a look at what happened that side of the country.
This marked President Yoweri Museveni's final up-country campaign rally and second last nationally. In Busoga North, leaders say this remains a major gain that must be safeguarded.
It's also important for everybody to know that after Luero, the president came west. This was the western axis, and this is the particular place where he started now the journey to go and take over Kampala.
You are aware that in this area we had ADF and we had sleepless nights because of ADF. But His Excellency the President of Uganda, using UPDF, worked tooth and nail to ensure that this place is pacified.
Other leaders share the same view.
ADF was a threat to us all the time, till the president sent UPDF to go and fight them deep in Congo. I would like to thank Honorable His Excellency Tshisekedi and His Excellency President Yoweri Museveni for agreeing to pursue UPDF in Congo. So now we can sleep.
Few kilometers from here, our brothers and sisters are not doing well when it comes to security. So for us here as Kasese, when we talk about why NRM, why Museveni should be voted, number one is peace and security.
If you go across, you'll find that there's a lot of duka insecurity in Beni, Goma, but here we are secure. And every business thrives because of security.
This explains the growing shift of political support from the opposition to NRM.
Kasese has never been an opposition stronghold. Kasese has always had their own issues that make them complain. They would protest in terms of voting, but they would not be opposition in terms of policy and action. So here they have now said, we left all those protests, we left the complaints, we want to work with you as the party, we want to work with the government.
There's no hostility anymore. We are moving together. The kingdom has added themselves on the rallying of the people to vote NRM.
Ugandans head to the polls on January 15th, 2026 to elect leaders for the next 5 years. NRM and President Museveni's final rally is expected at Kololo Independence Grounds on Tuesday. Henry Okrut, UBC.
Thank you, Henry, for that. Indeed, President Yoweri Museveni will later on be in Kololo holding a rally and speaking to Ugandans. Now, various election observer organizations have arrived in Uganda ahead of the January 15th general elections. The delegations were briefed by the Uganda Electoral Commission and are expected to carry out their mandate of monitoring and observing the electoral process. Saddam Mobale reports that former Nigerian President Goodluck Jonathan is heading the African Union Election Observation Mission. Let's take a look at what happened there.
Travels to your areas of observation.
Different regional and international election observation bodies are already in the country. Among them, the former Nigerian President Jonathan Goodluck is heading the African Union Election Observation Mission. The Electoral Commission has engaged key stakeholders, including election observers, to ensure a peaceful, transparent and credible electoral process. The Electoral Commission emphasized professionalism, neutrality and strict adherence to the electoral laws.
Maintain strict impartiality, independence and professionalism. Respect the national laws and Electoral Commission procedures. Avoid interfering with the polling, counting or tallying processes. Refrain from instructing polling officials or voters. Report observations accurately, objectively and responsibly.
The Electoral Commission chairperson, Justice Simon Byaruhanga, explained the distinction between valid and invalid votes.
A vote is not invalid for reason on account of the mark not being placed in the prescribed area or space. If the voter puts the mark or the thumbprint on the picture of the candidate, or the symbol, or the name, the law says the intention of the voter can clearly be discerned that he or she intended to vote for this candidate. It's not invalid. So we have emphasized that point in our training programs, that the law provides as long as the intention of the voter can be understood or discerned, even though the mark is not placed in the right space or box, that is not an invalid box.
The Commission also explained the 20-meter rule around polling stations on the polling day.
Some of these polling stations, especially in Kampala or some urban areas, are in congested areas, squeezed areas, to the extent that even observing the 20-meter rule may not be realized.
I'm trying to advise him that let him take this to Parliament so that the Parliament can create a law which can say after voting.
You are right, I agree. But we are saying, in light of what we have experienced in the past, in light of the fact that we want a credible, peaceful, free process, do we say let's do business as usual?
Meanwhile, the Inspector General of Police, Abasi Byakagaba, reassured both observers and the general public that police are working closely with other security organs to ensure a peaceful election.
But above all, we are confident that the national security infrastructure will not fail to deliver a peaceful environment to the Ugandans.
With just 2 days remaining for more than 21.6 million Ugandan registered voters to choose their next president, the message of peace continues, with the state operators assuring Ugandans of their safety during and after the 2026 general elections. Saddam Mobale, UBC News, Kampala.
Thank you very much, Saddam Mobale, there for you. Now, Ugandans have been urged to turn up in large numbers and vote peacefully in the forthcoming elections, with a renewed support expressed by President Museveni in this election. Now, the appeal was made by the Managing Director of Avema Group of Companies, Godra Tumusime, while addressing the media in Bwebaja along Entebbe Road. Let's take a look.
gezako atabachana tetulipa kama ni dawa tunatikinga chi tikinga basi tutambulile mubasi mzee kofira tufunge mubasi sete na 15 tutikinga basi tutikinga basi mzee atuvuke madino bana abera conductor sinari abera conductor neyan sister neyan zeke yero yero kama wampero lukisa.
City business tycoon and NRM diehard Godra Behakanira has vowed that President Yoweri Museveni and all the National Resistance Movement flag bearers must register victory in Kawempe and Machindya divisions, traditionally known as opposition strongholds. Take a look.
For years, I've been moving around to look for votes whenever it is time for campaigns. I don't want to stay home. I want to contribute. I want to teach people, those who need information. I want to move in my society to explain to people that we should vote for NRM. NRM has brought peace for us. NRM has done a lot of things. Every Ugandan knows we have peace, we have freedom. A lot of things have been done by NRM. So I also join those who are looking for votes for President Museveni. Recently, the last 3 months, I've been moving in Kawempe North, Kawempe South, looking for votes. I've been moving with at least the flag bearers, the ladies, Madina and Seleko, Hajatinambi, and I believe we've explained and we have given enough information to Kawempe people. I have tried to explain to them, and I believe they are going to vote for President Museveni, because even the turn-up when he went there on 6, the turn-up was very good. I believe Kawempe people will vote for President Museveni. I still want to raise my voice this afternoon to Kawempe people. You look at me, you've promised me, please let's vote for President Museveni and give him a very high percentage. Another thing I want to tell employees, the bosses of companies, kindly give permission to this to your workers. These who want to travel to Jinja, who want to travel to Mbarara, sacrifice some coins, some 50,000, 30,000, 80,000 for the goodness of our country. Let's support our workers and give them transport and give them permission as well to go and vote from their areas. I think
the Electoral Commission has been urged to intensify voter education in the remaining days in order to reduce invalid votes. Now, the appeal was made by Esther Najemba, one of the elders of the NRM party, in an exclusive interview as the country heads for the 2026 general elections. Let's take a look.
With only 2 days left to polling day for presidential and parliamentary elections, NRM party elders have called upon the Electoral Commission to conduct voter education on voting procedures. Esther Najemba, a senior citizen, claims the commission has not yet done enough.
But for Electoral Commission, I don't know, but I've never seen them. And I've been in Kampala, I've see them on media also talking about elections, but to come down on the ground sensitizing people. Maybe there's some people who are supposed to be taught to that, but for the general public, myself, I haven't seen.
She encouraged people to vote and urged them to turn up in big numbers on Thursday, the 15th of January 2026, to vote.
Let us wake up very early in the morning, we go and vote President Museveni. Secondly, when you are ticking, please, even if you love Museveni more than 100 times, tick it carefully. Even if you are using your thumb, please let the thumb remain in the box. Let the tick remain in the box.
She also called upon the youth to maintain peace and not to listen to those who mislead them into causing chaos.
The last rally of President Museveni is on 13th. All of us, let us go to Kololo. We saw President Museveni, the love we have been showing him in his campaign.
Recently, when President Museveni campaigned in Lubaga, some residents complained about the implementation of the PDM program. Many people have benefited from the program.
I can talk about my parish. My parish has 310 millions. And that is 310 millions were taken by members. And the registered members are 900. It means 600 are still pending.
This comes at a time when presidential and parliamentary candidates have only one day left for campaigns. Andrew Sebira compiled the story.
Now, viewers, UBC Lunchtime News is going to connect to Kololo, where President Yoweri Museveni is going to hold his final rally. We are going to connect to Kololo, where President Museveni is soon, like in an hour's time, going to be campaigning and holding his final rally. The Speaker of Parliament and SEC members from all over the country, the NRM members all over the country, that is the Central Executive Committee, the Speaker of Parliament or the Vice Chairman of NRM are all in Kololo. Kololo is going to be yellow this afternoon as candidate Yoweri Museveni will be holding his final rally while he is rallying all Ugandans to give him support in the general elections of 2026.
Thank you.
That is Kololo for you. UBC Lunchtime News continues. The Busoga Past Leaders Association has announced its decision to rally behind President Yoweri Museveni, saying the move is aimed at attracting more government support to the Busoga sub-region. Let's take a look.
I say past leaders, I mean those local leaders who participated in LC 1 up to LC 5 since 1986, up to date.
Speaking to the press, the chairman of the association, Charles Chiwanuka, revealed that former leaders across all districts in Busoga have resolved to mobilize support for the ruling National Resistance Movement ahead of the forthcoming general elections. Chiwanuka said the decision was reached after consultations among members, noting that unity and cooperation with the current leadership would help address the region's development challenges.
Let these past leaders who have been in the leadership since 1986, although now they are retired, to be recognized as an association, and they should also get benefit from every program of government. So Honorable Bajire and JJ Wakarikwira helped us to see the president. So he told us to go and mobilize all the past leaders in Busoga sub-region.
The Busoga Past Leaders Association comprises more than 7,000 identified members spread across all districts in the Busoga sub-region.
He requested us look for votes, and indeed people have turned up, especially those ones who were once former leaders. We've gathered here and the people are very, 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 very much grateful.
after this vote, we are going to come back together and grow our cooperative that has been formed and registered. I'm really praying that as they go back, we shall bring success for our president.
And we shall support him and mobilize people for his elections.
We are grateful. We promise that we are going to do our work. We promise that we are going to support NRM.
We want the president actually to come back and fulfill the remaining parts.
Founded in 2015, the association brings together former political and administrative leaders from the region. It also established a cooperative society aimed at improving the economic welfare of its members through collective investment and development initiatives.
I appeal to other sub-regions that this type of organization is so good for the past leaders in this movement government. All these past leaders are the people who can't change. They can't go to other parties. So if we are to protect the gains, if you talk of protecting gains, it is these people, past leaders, who know how movement came in 1986 and how we are now.
The association says it remains committed to unity, development and active participation in national politics as the country heads into the next general elections. Vincent Wamundu compiled the story.
Thank you, Vincent Wamundu and Gorola, for that. Now, that story brings us to the very end of UBC Lunchtime News. But as the national broadcaster, we shall be joining President Museveni on his last rally, and we shall be laying it live on all your screens. I have been Brian Tumwine Byaruhanga. Goodbye and God bless Uganda.